Hello, my name is Mariana and this is a reading for Scorpio. So Scorpio, I've done your reading as usual with my own deck, so the cards you'll see are from this deck. Today for you, Scorpio, the message feels very simple, very clear, and it's all about a truth or some sort of realization that you're now receiving about something that it just cracks your mind open with this mega insight. I want to say it's like this clear vision or clear knowing in you that just strikes this aha moment. It's like everything makes sense now, and I understand it. I get it. I get everything. It's almost unbelievable to me seeing this because, well, we start with the Ace of Swords. And as soon as this card came out, it was like this arrow on my chest, like, here comes the truth. It's like it's this striking force that just hits you with this mega truth, right? And it's beautiful because it's something that is really impactful, right? Like this arrow on my chest that I saw, that I sensed it. But it feels like this is just one very big realization that you're having, right? But because we have the Seven of Swords following it, I feel like somehow whatever this big truth that now you're uncovering, that now it's revealing itself through this mega insight, right? It's multiplying very fast, and it's something that it's coming through a couple of readings now, this sense of one thing giving place or giving birth, right? Really, it's like this multiplication, this cell reproduction that feels very, well, the word that is coming through for you, Scorpio, it feels very smart. It has its own intelligence, and perhaps that is part of the truth, right? Realizing the smartness of it. Is that the word? The intelligence of it, right? It's like what I'm seeing, it's like all of these dots, suddenly you can see all of them and you can connect all of them, right? This is what this multiplication is talking about. So it's not only one epiphany in a sense, or one insight that you're receiving as this arrow on your chest, or really this, it's interesting because it's coming with these two images, the arrow in my chest, but also this cracking your mind open. So perhaps it's something that is, it's very internal, but it has logic to it. It has this, so the two words that are coming through is, it has common sense, it involves common sense. So it's interesting what I'm seeing right now, these dots that you now are able to perceive all of them and to connect all of them. Suddenly they're just presenting themselves as, you being this one epiphany that is actually igniting or touching other people's minds. And so this connection, really, it's not only with truth or with a lot of different angles of truth, but yes, a lot of different angles of truth, because perhaps these are people who have different perspectives of this truth, which is very enriching for you, Scorpio, right? So it's like now you're able to see perhaps the same situation through multiple points of view, and that is, I was going to say that is the truth, but I want to say, correcting myself, that is part of the truth. You see, because this first insight, this first epiphany comes with this clear knowing, right? This aha moment, clicking into place something for you. but because it's multiplying so fast, it's like now you can perceive, just like this this diamond in a sense, right? All of these facets, but because now you're seeing it from not only within, but through the perspectives of all of these ones, whether they are people or, you know, just angles, as I said, right? But this is actually coming through as a very potent thing for you. It's like this asset that now you hold, right? Because, well, we have these two cards. We have the Fool and we have the King of Cups, and these two are both you. But I want to say, with this Fool card, this is the perception that perhaps, you know, people that don't know you very well will have once you start sharing this truth, right? From all of these different perspectives, you see? It's like, because what I heard with this Fool is like, you ain't no fool. You are not foolish. And I received it like that. You ain't no fool. And I don't usually say it like that. So perhaps this is one of you. Oh God. These channelings are getting so interesting. So, you ain't no fool. If someone is saying that to you, and I want to say they're not from this group, right? These are outside people. These are people that don't know you really well, Scorpio. Because in reality, those that really know you, those that are in your intimate circle, right? This is what I'm seeing. It's like, how do you say it? Like, oh God, the word just escaped my mouth. Like-minded people. Thank you. Like-minded people, right? This is a circle where you can share this epiphany, this truth, this new vision, right? That hit you, but now it's like you're striking them with these multiple perceptions. It's like you're sharing your version of the truth and they're sharing their version of the truth, right? And it's all truth. I want to say that, like, it's all part of this one truth, right? Just different perspectives. And so for others, you're seen as foolish, as taking unnecessary risks or exposing yourself, or, you know, the word that's coming through is like abandonment. You're abandoning things that you believed in before, perhaps, right? Because it's all swords so far. But I want to say, in reality, those that really know and share this truth with you, right? They know you for who you truly are, which is this King of Cups. So this is the combination, right, of this hit in my chest, this arrow that I saw with this Ace of Swords, but also this cracking open of your mind, right? Because to me, the symbolism of the cups and the swords, you know, the water and the air, it's something that also came up in yesterday's reading, this relationship. And more I'm sensing like this is like this surface of the water, this horizon line, right, that touches these two different realms, right? The very emotional realm, the very sensitive realm, with the, and you know, the density of the water, but also the capability of storing memories, of storing through emotions, storing knowledge. And here is like this this air element, you know, coming through very powerfully with this opening up of your crown chakra, perhaps, right? But it's this clear knowing, this knowledge that is so fluid, that is so omnipresent, right? So it's this constant dialogue. It's like this really fine line on the horizon, right? Perhaps it's something like it's on the horizon, I want to say, this touch, right? And perhaps this is part of the epiphany that is coming through, like something that was so fluid, so abstract, so airy, right? So subtle, comes in with this clear knowing, but also this emotional knowing, right? It's this touching point. And perhaps this is what is part of this connecting the dots, or connecting with like-minded people who see the world, who perceive this truth, this this touching point, right, between air and water, in the same way as you, not as those who perceive you as foolish. You see what I mean? So it's this connection of the heart, but also of the mind, right? And I want to say, Scorpio, with this card that is following, you know, the King of Cups being the High Priestess, this card jumped in very powerfully, like stating, I know what I'm doing. You know, this is you, Scorpio. You have such clear knowing, and your intuition is like so on point that there is no doubt, no matter what people call you, no matter what others, you know, who are not from this inner circle say about you, right? They don't really know your journey. I want to say with this Fool, they don't really know your journey. So it's not that you are inconsiderate. It's just that you are too aware to let these very shallow opinions of you, right, just affect you in any way, right? Because you know who you are. It's like this is coming so powerfully. It's like you know who you are profoundly. You know who you are in your mind. You know who you are in your heart. You know who your true guides are. You know what is really guiding you. And, you know, there are those perhaps that you're, I want to say, connecting, not physically, connecting perhaps online, right? Because this is all air. So it is still fluid. It is still subtle, but these connections are being made, right? And so with the High Priestess, it's like you have true confidence, right? You really trust your intuition. You really trust your guidance, this inner knowing, this knowing that's coming from the heart, but also from the mind, as I said, with the Ace of Swords, right? And perhaps this is something that this knowing in your mind, this logical thinking, this mental clarity that is just coming in, right? This is something that was, it was on its way to you, because I'm seeing like this arrow, right, making its way to hit your chest, or my chest in this case, because it was supposed to be, to arrive right now, like, because this is what I'm seeing. It's like this motion. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing, I don't know how to explain this properly, but it's like I'm seeing this fusion of this High Priestess and this arrow of truth, right? This arrow of truth that we saw with the Ace of Swords. So it's like it was making its way to hit you right now, right? Because I feel like whatever took you so long to get to this mental clarity, it's like because of these two cards that are following the High Priestess, right? It's like even though you weren't aware of the full guidance or the subtle messages that were coming through, perhaps in dreams, or, you know, whatever message that came through you in this very emotional or subtle way, right? It had to wait, or it's not that it had to wait for you to be prepared. It's like it was already in motion towards you, right? This arrow was already moving, right? Was already in the air, right? But with these two cards, the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, especially the Four of Pentacles, what it's talking about is this firm foundation. It's like these four pillars, and you know, it's coming through as four pillars. So I don't know exactly what that means for you, if there are, you know, four principles that you are not it's just these so how do I explain this? It's like this truth. Okay, so this is interesting. This was the target all along, right? So you were getting ready, the target for this arrow to hit you. And this is all a metaphor, obviously, but what I mean, it's like you were preparing the terrain in a sense. You were preparing the target for this arrow to hit you, for this epiphany to arrive at this very moment, right? And because it's the Pentacles, I feel like whatever these four principles, whatever these four values, whatever these, you know, what's coming to my mind, it's like, you know, these values that they're yours. And no matter what others try to interfere, it's like these strong pillars, right? This strong foundation, these very firm beliefs that are yours, right? No matter what others think. And it's interesting because I don't know what these four values are for you, right? The only thing that I'm seeing that is part of this group of values, these four bases, right, is love. One of them being love. The other three, perhaps, you know, it's interesting because the other three, it's like they're going to come to you through your intuition. And it's interesting because this is just showing up right now to me, right? Because it's almost like this one pillar that is unshakable is love. The other three, you will sense when they come. It's like it's part of this truth, right? It's this understanding and this feeling of these other three values that are part of this composition, this foundation, this very firm foundation that now is part of your, I was going to say system, but that doesn't make really sense to me. Of who you are, right? Of your system. I don't know what that means. Maybe your system of beliefs, of your system of values, but yeah, anyways, so ending with this Three of Cups, actually, you know, these three values that you're going to feel them, right, to be incorporated to this one pillar of love that seems to be like this fundamental first pillar, right? But it feels like whatever new values or these three new pillars that are part of your structure, right? Actually, they may come through others, and you know, perhaps because now you are in connection with these others, with these like-minded people, or these new sets of visions, right? Because what I heard, the first thing that I heard with this Three of Cups was, let's do this together. Let's do this together. And I feel like this is guidance for you, right? Because it's like you're building this very firm foundation, very stable, very solid ground. This target that is like, it's this perfect place to manifest your intuition and to receive this knowledge, to receive this truth, right? And so now that you are finding those ones who you can be truthful with. It's like there is this enthusiasm in you. There is groundness, but also there is this sense of, it's excitement, but also it's like this childlike commotion. It's like it's just this it's like this butterflies in your stomach, like, we can do this together. Let's do this together, right? So, Scorpio, this is where we end this part of your reading. I hope this was insightful in any way. Thank you so much for being here with me. Oh, also, I'm going to pull more cards, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes and the extended. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye, Scorpio.